Whoa.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's,
The
everyone.
countdown.
And happy
yeah.
happy
It's not too late,
birthday
ready?
to my mother.
What?
Is your mom's birthday?
No. When this episode comes out.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's count down.
Yeah,
10,
count.
9, 8,
8,
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year.
Okay,
What are
alright.
you?
We're a little
Alright,
wound up
that-
today. I was
that-
just playing
that
VR
works.
with Hunter, and it kind of broke me.
Yeah.
You think?
I don't do VR.
Kinda
very much.
broke you?
Yeah.
You just counted completely incorrect.
Yeah, I'm not good at VR.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
This is our New Year's special.
In case
Yes.
you couldn't tell.
Yep, because it's coming out on New Year's Eve tomorrow. And
What?
Oh yeah, you have to edit it all.
Oh, you're gonna have to edit this all before.
Mhm.
Good
Yeah.
luck, pal.
Well, it'll come out at some point tomorrow.
Not at
Um,
midnight.
Yeah.
Probably not at midnight, no.
Yo, we have to watch the
I remember
Harry
staying up
Potter
to midnight in the last New Year's episode and like listening to it when it came out. That was pretty cool.
movies. That's funny.
Or last year did I release it on?
I think
New Year's
I
Eve
think-
or on,
You released it the second the New Year hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why.
I'll do that then.
It was
Yeah,
New
that's
Year,
why it was
New
fun.
Media
Yeah.
Junkies.
Yeah. How was your guys' Christmas? Was it good?
I had a good Christmas. I got a lot of
pretty-
things.
it was
I
pretty
got,
fun.
I got this. Listen.
Mhm.
It's Spamton. He talks to you, and
Nice.
sometimes he says creepy things.
Hopefully you
Yeah.
picked
Makes
that
me
up.
upset.
I don't really like it.
Me neither.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
kind of creepy,
Yeah.
but he looks really good. It's a good plushie.
It's a
Yeah.
good plushie.
I like. I'm not one of those people who like
Bam,
obsesses
bam,
over
bam,
plushies. Like,
bam,
but there's something about them that was like you get to hold your favorite characters in your hand. And
Right.
there's something about that that's kind of cool to me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And I got a Hollow Knight phone case that doesn't work, but I also got a Hollow Knight sweater that I'm wearing, which is very cool.
Nice.
And a lot of other cool stuff. That
Mhm.
is
I
really good.
finally got my electric scooter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then we found out that it didn't come with any of the screws or the charger or anything else that we needed.
What?
So we had to return it and get a new one.
Wait.
Dude, nothing goes right for you.
No,
Let's-
nothing.
let's-
my
let's-
one
comical.
gift.
Yeah.
Let's pause, rewind, go back. You just said that it didn't come with the screws.
Yeah, so it just came in like a box disassemble.
Well, you could still assemble
How-
it, but the handle, like if you lift it up on the handle.
How
it
do
would-
they?
Yeah.
How do they
So-
mess
funny.
that up so badly?
I don't know. The manufacturer just didn't put this rest of the stuff. in
They
the
really
box
just said.
that
Yeah, they
were
really
cool.
said this one's going to Austin. Got to
Yeah.
screw him over.
Yeah. That kid on that
Yeah.
podcast who says terrible things
That's
happen to him.
stupid. That's stupid.
I mean, it really
man.
should become a reality show where like every episode is like one crazy thing that happens to you and like
Yeah.
like a cartoon or something.
I hope we don't do that because then terrible things are gonna happen to Austin more often.
Probably,
Is that right?
yeah.
Well, it's like Murphy's law. Anything
What
that
will-
can't go wrong,
yeah.
yeah, whatever. Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
what
that,
will
like
happen?
like the show.
Whatever will be, will be.
There's a show about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually the guy who made Phineas and Ferb made it, and Phineas and Herb were in it at one point.
I think so. Yeah.
I watched it. It was pretty good. Like Phineas and Herb was better though,
Yeah.
Well, obviously.
which is apparently a hot take, but I don't know.
I have a couple recent recs that I've been keeping secret.
Oh, I do too, but go
Wait,
ahead.
For this
what?
episode. Well, you can go first if you want.
All right, yeah. Well, I mean, mine's not too big, but I also got the Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney game for Christmas, where you play as Miles Edgeworth.
Ooh.
Yeah, I finished the first one last night. It was really good.
Really good.
And apparently people say that the first Miles Edgeworth is the worst game in the series.
Wow.
And I was like, I loved it. And they also say that they say the second Miles Edgeworth is the best game in the series,
Oh,
like
wow.
overall.
Oh,
So
wow.
I was like, I'm so excited. to
It's
start
gonna be
this one.
funny to see him play the first one and then play the second.
Yeah,
one.
because it's gonna be
and,
like
and the second one's gonna be worse than the first one.
no. I
It'd be
promise you,
funny.
dude. I've seen stuff in the second one.
No, I
but
know.
Anyway, like soundtrack's really good. Obviously, it's a great remaster, like all the other ones have been. This Miles Edgeworth one is different because it's all investigations. There's no
Wait.
trial segments.
Ooh.
Oh.
And you
that's
might,
weird.
and yeah, you might, oh, that's weird. But the way they do it is so brilliant because like they have points where you like confront people about stuff, like about
Right.
certain pieces of evidence, and that is like a cross examination. But it's like it's not in the trial; you're just talking to them, and it's done really well and it's paced really nicely. And it's like perfect for Edgeworth, you know.
Right.
So it's really good. I highly recommend anyone who's a fan of the Ace Attorney series. It's really it's like a different way to play Ace Attorney, and it works really well. And the story was okay. The story for the first one was kind of bland. It was about this smuggling ring that I didn't really care about.
Yeah.
But that,
Yeah, just a smuggling. Right?
yeah. But I mean, because Ace Attorney is always about like crazy, you know, characters and their plots and stuff. But this one wasn't really like
This
that.
guy died of this weird thing.
Yeah, Von Karma killed Edgeworth's dad in the elevator.
Yeah. That was such a good.
And it was such a good case.
I
dude.
didn't think I could do
You
it.
really do.
Wait,
Dude,
what?
the final case of the second game is one of the greatest experiences I've ever had playing a video game. And the final case in the third game is even better.
Yeah.
Like it just goes boom, 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 better, better,
Do-
better.
Well,
do you
spoiler
suggest-
to all of you that played.
Obviously, I'd play the games first, but do you suggest watching the anime? I know you kind of. Got
I have
into that.
not watched it.
Oh.
I
Because
will.
like the Harry Potter series, it differs greatly from the source material.
Actually, I think the anime came first.
It did not.
Somebody told me it did.
It did not though, because
Let me
the
see.
anime skims the plot of the it skims the plot of the first game came out in 2001, which is kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
because I saw every episode is only like 20 minutes, and
Yeah.
then every episode's like a different case almost.
Yeah, every episode, every 2 or 3 episodes. Yeah,
Yeah.
there is one case in the anime that is not in the games though. That apparently is really good. So that makes me want to watch it a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ace Attorney is really good. Maybe we'll maybe if Austin ever gets back into it, we have a surprise for you. But
Yeah.
I was thinking about maybe doing a hangout where we play the first case, the second game together, just so
We
kind
could.
of refuel
Yeah,
the
yeah.
passion, you know.
I'm also getting back into like screenwriting and stuff, so
Good.
I'm gonna.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh,
That should be coming
you
soon.
lied to me then.
Yeah. But I'll talk about my my recent recs. This is a big one that I'm very excited about. Blatro.
Yo!
I've been playing it on my phone.
On your
I got
phone!
it on my phone.
On his phone.
On his
It's
phone.
like a rap song.
Blatro is unironically, genuinely like in my top probably 3 most addicting games.
Do you have
Yes.
any? Do you have any more words to
It's
say?
really addictive.
It is phenomenal.
Hunter played with me too, so he's seen it too.
Yeah,
and, like-
the art is amazing.
Yeah.
I
The
don't.
soundtrack is kind of cool.
I always play it with the sound off just because like I'm in public
Right.
usually when I play it, but it's really good.
So Blatcher to me is because like Power Wash Simulator is another game like this where it's perfect to play while you're like watching a YouTube video in the background or
Right,
something that kind
yeah.
of just like do something, and it is like the perfect game for that.
It is.
It's really good.
It's so good.
And it's constant. Like I've probably played like hundreds of games of Blatro, and it constantly adds new things.
Yeah.
Right. I'm getting a little stressed out because I haven't gotten a win yet.
Oh,
I've been
dude, I
playing
haven't
it for
either.
like a week.
I haven't either.
It's really hard.
It's hard to get a win.
Yeah, it's
and,
very hard.
And Mark almost got one. He was on the final round in this first video. He got really lucky.
Yeah, I see. I started watching Mark's playthrough. That's how I kind of like learned about the game. But I watched about like 5 minutes of it, and I was like, this game is really boring to watch. And then for some reason, I saw it on the App Store, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
It's so much different when you're playing it.
It really is.
It's so
and,
good.
And honestly, like I probably used to think that way too. And then after playing it, watching Mark, I was like, this is actually quite entertaining
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
now I know the game.
Yeah, and it's like, it's because poker has always been kind of like a bunch of mumbo jumbo to me. I've never really
Yeah.
been able to understand it very well.
Right.
It's always just been like
It
really
puts it in
complicated.
simple terms.
Right. This makes it like fun. There's all
Yeah.
kinds of different like cards and abilities and just like it's just a really good game.
And it all flows together. It doesn't feel like it's watered down with like a bunch of
Right.
layers of like nothingness, like a lot
Yeah.
of games are. You know,
Yeah.
everything feels like it's there for a purpose.
Yeah. So, yeah, just really good. I've only been playing it for probably close to a week now.
I feel like getting on your phone is actually probably the perfect way to get it because it's like it's on the go.
Right.
You know.
It's really good.
I probably should do that.
But yeah, it's only $10 and there's no ads obviously because you're paying for the game.
No ads.
So that's
Wait, there's
really
no
nice.
ads.
Actually, it was like $15 on Switch.
That's something I realized when I was playing it is I don't know up until now if I've ever played a mobile game that didn't have
Well, the
ads.
ones that cost money usually don't have ads unless they're
Yeah.
really greedy.
Yeah.
PVZ.
Just can't play
That's
Plants
not-
Zombies.
Yeah.
But I love Plants versus Zombies.
Listen, it's free on the actual App Store, but basically to play the game you have to pay.
Not the first one. The first one was
Second
actually,
one.
Yeah, the second one.
I was meaning more of the second
Yeah,
one.
yeah. The first one, though, apparently they updated it, and I'm very upset about this because they removed lawnmowers. So you have to pay to add in like 2 or 3 other lawnmowers.
That's Testis.
Yeah, I was like, ugh,
Yeah.
that's a bad decision.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I'm glad you got into that. Any other ones? Because you said you had a few more recent
Yeah.
picks.
I have one more. It is, or no, 2 more. Another game, Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, yeah?
I started playing
I
it.
want to play that
It's
one.
very good, very impressive game.
Mm-hmm.
It is ginormous. It's almost kind of like a little overwhelming.
Yeah, I
how
don't like
much
games
there-
like that,
How much there
honestly.
is to do. I haven't gotten too far into it just because, again, there's so much
Mm-hmm.
stuff to do. But so far, the story is really interesting. It's a very unique kind of game.
Yeah.
You can do pretty much anything. It's like the closest game to like playing real life.
Oh, yeah, because
that I've
that's what
seen.
I remember that was what it was advertised as, but didn't they overhype it or something?
The people overhyped it. They kind of set their expectations
That's what I'm worried
a little
about
too high.
so
Yeah.
I feel like we had this conversation
And
already.
the thing,
We have.
Yeah.
the thing about Cyberpunk is the game delivered on all of its promises, but what happened on launch is people rushed it and
Yeah.
they kind
Again.
of released it before it was ready. Obviously.
That's what I say.
So
I've said that like every single time we've talked about it.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
you
like,
know,
people just rushed.
they
it,
rush it and then they complain about it not being good. It's like
Yeah.
Yep.
it's your fault.
what I'm saying,
It is
people.
entirely your
Silk Song,
fault.
the same way, guys. Delta next chapter, same thing. Just you gotta be patient.
Yeah.
Wait.
But
Wait
Anyways.
to cross the road.
the game's phenomenal.
Do you use the Cyberpunk cards in Balatro?
I didn't know there was one.
I'll show you how to do. You can do different cards. So you can do like I think there's a bunch of different ones.
You
can
said
do.
there's like a Witcher one.
There's a
Right?
Witcher one. There's a Cyberpunk. There's
Are they like
Shovel Knight?
already in the game, or do you have?
Yeah,
to,
they're
like-
already in the game. You can just like go like and it makes your
Yeah, they're
face
all
cards
they're
different.
free, it looks
It's
like.
pretty cool.
Oh,
like
it's like
Stardew
different
Valley.
skins.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'll show you how to do it after we finish this episode.
Yeah.
No, you won't. You lied to you.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, Cyberpunk, very good. A show that I
Yeah.
started watching. I'm only a few episodes in, but again, it's just so good that I have to talk about it.
Uh-huh.
I almost forgot the name. Arcane.
Arcane.
It's
Oh,
very
wait, doesn't
good.
Mr. No, never mind.
What?
Mr. Kane thought he liked that show, but then I was like, no, it's just because his name is Mr.
Yeah.
Kane. Then I'm gonna be quiet now.
It's animated. It is.
Is it,
some of
is
the,
it not anime?
It's just
not
animated.
anime,
It's
it's
like
just
3D
animated.
animation.
Okay.
Yeah. It's some of the best animation I think I've ever seen.
Wow.
The story is just phenomenal. The second season just came out, which is why I started watching it, and both seasons have 100%.
Oh, that's what you were
So,
talking about.
yeah,
Yeah.
so-
that's cool. That happens so rarely.
Yeah.
Especially with
so-
animated
I swear
stuff.
the internet just lies. I was seeing people complain about how the second season's not as good as the first one. Or whatever.
Really.
Well, it all falls into
So
opinion.
I
but
don't
that is
really
impressive.
understand.
100% around.
But so far, it's just a really good show. It's like one of those shows that you just don't see as high of a production value.
Oh yeah,
But it's just really
that's
good.
cool.
Gives me faith that people can still make really
They
good
just-
shows.
Yeah,
But yeah, those are my recent recs.
Very, very cool.
And diving into some new
those
stuff.
are good ones. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
that's pretty good.
You're living a good time.
Yeah.
Anyway, after this, we're continuing. Last episode, we ended off saying we were gonna watch Harry Potter, and we did, but we did not get as far as I kind of thought we were going to.
Yeah.
Yes,
halfway
'cause
through the
somebody-
second movie.
Yeah.
Somebody had to leave.
But how did you? Because I know you were talking about it.
I guess we can recent rec Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everyone's read Harry
you
Potter.
recent rec Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty good so far.
Mhm.
I like the first movie more than I like the second
Yeah.
movie. The second movie's kind of slow right now.
It is.
Just,
slow.
just you wait.
Um,
Just you wait.
but-
Yeah, just you. Wait.
I know it's gonna get better, and from what I've heard, even my girlfriend reiterated this that the third movie is like a fan
Ooh,
favorite.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah,
I
it's
really like
so
saying this.
good.
Also, what I texted you, I don't know if you saw it, but I've been rereading the first book lately, and I was like floored at just how much better the book is than the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Like that Quirrell thing that it was supposed to be like a big reveal in the movie. It is an even bigger reveal in the book because they do so
Yeah.
much hinting at it. But there's like it is brilliant.
Yeah.
If you really get into the story, especially after you watch these later ones, I
Yeah.
highly recommend you read the books because you are missing out on a big piece of the story and a
Yeah.
big piece of the
I
puzzle.
will say that is one thing I noticed is like
It was-
Quirrell's reveal kind of happened
Yeah.
pretty quick.
it is like
Spoiler alert!
not a spoiler, but, like,
Wait,
anybody's-
I mean,
in
you
the
didn't really say
books,
what,
like,
you didn't say
Harry-
what the reveal
Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
in the books, Harry like has a dream every night about like Quirrell's turban talking to him, and like
Oh.
but he's like, and Snape was in the dream, and then my scar started hurting, and because he thought it was
Yeah.
Snape, and it's like it's written in such a way that makes you feel like it was Snape.
Mm-hmm.
It is really clever, and
Yeah.
they don't get that in the movie as much, which
Yeah.
is the movie is more about bringing it to life than telling the story.
Yeah.
I do want to read the book.
You should read the book. I know you're reading Witcher, so I mean, obviously don't
Yeah.
throw away your passion, but I
No.
definitely recommend reading Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To anyone who likes books. It is a brilliant book series.
Yeah.
Not to me.
Yeah.
Well, we don't like books.
Yeah.
That's
So
what I
mean,
just
yeah.
said.
All books
I
That's
said,
why I specified.
that's why I said not me.
All
because
books
I don't
are
like books.
Hunter's. least favorite
Manga
ever.
are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I have now since Christmas. I now have all released volumes of Hunter x Hunter's manga.
Wow.
Yeah. Interesting.
Did you pause for applause there? Like
Everyone applause. Everyone applause now.
Everyone applause.
Yeah.
One applause.
Well, we're gonna get into the topic now.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Small talk.
I would like to welcome everybody.
I don't feel welcome.
The first ever annual Media Awards.
Media
Um,
awards.
yeah.
Media awards.
Media Awards, yes. Oh, Media Awards.
Junkies.
Yeah. So I started off, this idea started as I wanted to kind of do our own version of the Game Awards for stuff that we've
Where
played.
we talk more about games.
Because like Hunter said, we talk a lot about games.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good idea, but then I thought, why stop at games? Why not try and figure out what the media of the year is?
Ooh.
The media of the year.
So
Well, not of the year, because these can also be older.
right, it doesn't have. Let's set the
Media
the
for
boundaries
us,
here.
us for the year.
This does not have to be media that came out this year. It just has to be something that we experienced this
So
year.
all those recent recs that you've all been keeping track of and thinking about, those are what we're talking about.
Very important.
Yeah.
I guess when I was thinking of what media I'm going to talk about, I should have looked back on some recent recs. But all's done and done.
It's okay. I forgive you.
So we have different sections here. We have we're going to talk about games. We're going to talk about movies, and we're going to talk about shows. So we'll start off with the game category since we're already kind of in there.
Yeah.
So how this is going to work is for each category, we're going to nominate a media of our choice.
Just one?
Ooh.
Yeah, just one, whatever you think best fits the category.
Okay.
And then we're gonna negotiate which one which one of our three
Wins the category.
Yep.
Okay, so that's what we have. So these are like our okay.
Yep.
Understood.
Yep.
He told us about all this before.
And if you think of anything else, it doesn't have to be from your list or anything.
Okay.
Just you can
just to get the ball rolling.
Yeah. So first category in the games section, best narrative. What are we gonna do here?
I nominate.
Well, I nominate the BioShock trilogy because I guess
Did you
because
play that this year?
I'm meaning like completing the games because I never completed the games before this year.
Gotcha.
So
Okay,
this was
that
the first
counts.
year that I completed all the games.
That
So
counts.
Okay, well, I
So I'm
nominate
counting.
Ace Attorney. So.
Ace Attorney. Okay.
I nominate the original Ace Attorney trilogy. So that's Ace Attorney, Justice for All, and Trials and Tribulations.
Now I will.
Idiot.
I will preface this by saying I haven't played a lot of games this year.
I know, and
out
that
of
is-
most years. So I'm going to this might be a little recency bias, but I'm going to nominate Cyberpunk, even though
Okay.
I'm a few missions in. I don't think it's a very relevant nomination, but I wanted to nominate it because so far the world building is just really detailed, and there's a whole lot going on with the story.
That's actually
so I wanted to nominate that, but I think my nomination should be viewed less here.
No,
Okay.
Just because
honestly,
of how little I've gotten into the game.
I mean, yeah. I
So
guess.
so we can talk about.
Well, can I present my argument?
Yes,
Go
we
ahead.
know.
I feel like Ace Attorney is my favorite writing in any game, and that is saying something because Deltarune is my second, and that's a really close second. But the way Ace Attorney writes its characters, its plots, its stories is second to none. I don't understand how human beings can think the way, because obviously we've tried to write stuff like that, but be able to write in such a way that like you can account for all these characters, all these plots, and how to write them in a way that makes the game fun and interesting and keep you engaged. There's so many levels that go into the writing of those games that is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
And I think that the narratives is packed with so much emotion that it makes it even better. So there's a lot of things about Ace Attorney that just make it so brilliant as a narrative from a narrative standpoint. And I think I think that's probably it.
What about BioShock, Hunter? Do you have an argument you'd like to present?
BioShock is just such a good story. It's
a good
like
story.
you start off as this like just guy. Like the first game start off as this guy just like going to a tower or whatever, and you go up the tower and you're like, I can't remember exactly how it started. Actually, no, I do kind of remember. You have to like ring bells and stuff like that, and it's really just really.
Is this
cool.
Bioshock? I do not remember any of that.
That's the third one.
Oh. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You go into tower.
I'm not very
ring bells.
as you remember, guys. I'm not very good at.
Well, here,
telling
I'll
things.
help. BioShock is good because it presents a lot of very good
Yeah.
twists, and the way they're presented is very. I won't spoil, obviously, but the
Yeah.
twists. Make
Twists
the narrative more
are
interesting.
amazing. The only
I've heard
thing
the story's good.
Yeah, it's a good
the
story.
story is good. It's just the last game or Infinite is not bad. The gameplay is not very good, but the story of that game.
The story's pretty good. I kind of wish it didn't really undermine this. I feel like it kind of undermined a little bit about the first and second game and kind of destroyed my suspension of disbelief with those ones. But it was pretty good overall.
Yeah. I think it's one of the obviously it's on my list here, but
All right.
I think it's one of the best narratives I think I've.
Okay.
Well, what can we agree with here? We have to
It's
to do.
obviously.
We have to
I want to hear
negotiate.
you because I know you haven't really played much of the game, but I feel like you could talk a bit about it.
About what?
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Oh,
and your game that you picked.
Well, like I said, I'm not very far into it. But so far it's just kind of about, like this futuristic world where there's, a constant thirst for like power and like the corporate business owners.
Sounds familiar.
Are like, the corporate business owners are like ruling over everything else, and you can choose which, social class you want to play in. But
not like real life.
Yeah, but the main one that I chose is you kind of start off as, it's called a street kid. It's basically like
That's kind of cool.
a kind of low class like gangster a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And your whole goal essentially is to tear down these corporate businesses into kind of
and it's in this futuristic kind of world.
Right, yeah, it's very futuristic. There's all this weird technology. There's lots of violence,
Yeah.
lots of NSFW stuff going on. All kinds of crazy stuff.
What does that stand for? No, I'm kidding.
Not.
I just want to bring this up.
Not silly for when.
To put into perspective the kind of game this is, you can quite literally customize your character's genitalia.
Yeah, it's
Wow, what a game.
It's a weird game, but honestly, it seems pretty fun. The story, actually, from what I've heard, is actually really good too.
Yes, I've seen screenshots and it looks very
Keanu
cool.
Reeves is the main character in the game.
If it's anything like Cyberpunk Edge Runners, then yeah, its story is really good.
Have you watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners?
Twice. I literally, I think
remember.
I've recent wrecked it 2 times.
Oh yeah, well again, I've been keeping track of all of them, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, I know what Cyberpunk Edge Runners is because I've heard that it's very, very good.
So good.
So
He's doing a chef's kiss.
Yeah.
He's like gesturing.
Yeah, so I the only reason I'm not talking about it so much is because obviously I'm like barely into it yet. But
it could just
very
fall
good.
apart like the next second.
Oh
you
no,
play it, like,
I know it's not gonna do that.
yeah. But I'm okay with
I think
agreeing
Austin's
to whatever
wins, obviously.
whatever you guys think.
No,
Personally, me.
I know.
Kidding.
But you also didn't play. You didn't finish Ace Attorney, so you didn't even know how the ending of it. I will say. Austin and I know more than you do about the ending.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I mean, you didn't play Rest in the Ashes either.
I haven't.
Maybe that would be a better hangout to do.
Yeah.
You freak dragon idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
so
you
I
wanna
got
watch
my brain
FNAF.
just kind of shattered there. So what did we do?
You just gotta agree on something.
Well, I don't want to. I don't want to agree on Luke's being the best.
If you guys, I don't think it's gonna happen with this category because this is a kind of an easier one.
Yeah.
But if you really
Easier?
can't agree on something, you just have 2 really good ones. You can hash it out over rock paper scissors. But I think
to be
you
fair,
should...
I can't really choose his or yours or really any of mine. Because,
Why?
Mine's like the only choice I can make because
you've actually played it.
I haven't seen any of that.
That is true.
I've seen some of that, but like it was mostly just Edge Runners, and I know it's not just Edge Runners.
Well, I guess agree means more. Are you willing to sacrifice for someone else's nomination?
And Bioshock, I think, definitely fits in different categories better.
Yeah. Well,
than narrative, and I think it probably would beat out Ace Attorney. And
I can't really do Binding of Isaac.
What? No. I'm saying like. If you put Bioshock up for another category, it could definitely beat out Ace Attorney for like.
Oh, I didn't know we could just put them up
instead
for
of better.
Oh yeah, you can.
Instead of like better narrative, like
you can repeat them.
Better gameplay.
Okay, never mind.
You know?
Then yeah, sure, yours.
But I think that Ace Attorney probably has the best narrative out of any games.
Yeah.
And isn't it crazy to think about that? I started the first Ace Attorney. Actually, I started it on Christmas of last year, technically. But
So he cheated.
But I played it into the first year. So
yeah.
And this is the only game series I think I've ever been into for a whole year.
Yeah,
that happens so
crazy.
rarely with me. I usually fall out of games very quickly, so that's really interesting.
Well, Deltarune too.
Well,
but
yeah,
that's because it's not finished.
Yeah, and I went back and forth on that one too. So
yeah.
So best narrative award goes to Ace Attorney.
Yay.
Congratulations.
You're welcome.
I'm sure the
Congratulations,
developers are honored to have our insight.
Yeah.
Look at us. Our podcast with 100 subscribers.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, it is.
What
We're
would
in the
it-
newspaper, so you could get lots of
Yeah.
publicity.
I know. I got people texting me like, "I saw Media Junkies."
Oh, nice. That's
newspaper.
cool. Next category we're going to talk about is best gameplay.
Okay.
Oh, that's
What do you
yeah.
nominate?
I didn't say Bioshock.
Bioshock.
But I definitely feel like that's gonna be a hard one to beat.
What kind of gameplay does Bioshock have? It's like
it's first person shooter.
It's a first person shooter, but it's an actually like really good one.
Yeah, it mixes up the gameplay in a unique and interesting way. It like your offhand has like different abilities you can use, and they all like. What?
I can explain that.
Oh, sorry.
At least. That's easy. I'm not good at explaining stories.
I elect.
My brain goes off.
I elect. elect Balatro
Nominate.
for best gameplay.
That's what I was going to elect. So we have a double election.
I win automatically because it's not fair.
Okay, well, I can change mine for best gameplay.
I'm kidding. I'm
Pizza
kidding.
Tower. Okay.
Pizza Tower. Okay, that's a good one.
I've played a lot of games this year. I'm the biggest game guy.
Yeah,
Gamer.
yeah, I would say so.
I don't.
If I played Hollow Knight this year, I'd probably be electing that. But
Oh yeah. I like that.
but I'll elect Balatro. I think Balatro is just, like I said, I already kind of put my argument out there. It's one of the most addicting games I think I've ever played.
It's very fine tuned. I would say.
It's very fine tuned, very detailed. It's just good in every aspect. There's not many games where I can literally just play it forever.
Zone out for hours. Yeah.
So it's just really good, really satisfying.
Yeah.
I think for me, Pizza Tower is it's my kind of gameplay because it encourages learning.
Right.
And I love learning in games I'm always been very fascinated by it, and it encourages you to master the controls, and it does a really good job of that. And once you master the controls, you feel so powerful being able to pull off some of the moves you do. Yeah. Although I will say Balatro also has they're both very fine tuned. It's a very difficult choice for me this time around.
Yeah.
What about you, Hunter?
And obviously, my game, first-person shooter, but it's not just a first-person shooter. Obviously, Luke was talking about how your offhand has like special powers and stuff like that. So your main hand, you have guns, and like other melee stuff like that you can use.
Wrench.
And then your hand, you can use like things that can hack security cameras to make other enemies get attacked by security cameras inside of you.
That's cool.
You can have bees released from your hands.
So there's a lot of like environmental kind of things you can do and like all kinds of
You can
different
have
ways
bees
to-
released from your hands. You
It's
can
very
have
cool.
like
I never used the bees one very much.
No,
'cause
I don't think I
it
ever
was
did that.
mostly just a meme ability.
there's an electric one you can use.
That's my
There's a
favorite.
fire one you can use. Like,
Fire.
There's
there's
all
a
kinds of different abilities.
a lot of different abilities
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
use with your offhand that actually go pretty well
And they
with your.
pair with different guns,
main
kind
hand.
of. If I remember
It's also
correctly.
kind of a horror game, right?
Yeah, there's some jumpy
It's
scaries.
somewhat not really. It's less of a horror game than anything else.
Yeah.
There's some jumpy scaries.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
jumpy scaries in there. Okay, so what do we think best fits this category?
I don't know. This
I
is
mean,
it's really hard.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of
I
awkward,
honestly,
but-
I can't even. I'm having a hard time choosing between all three of them.
Yeah.
they're all really, really good.
Even though you never played Block or
I've only seen one.
Bioshock.
Yeah.
I've only seen one other than mine played.
No, you've seen all three of these.
I said other than mine. I guess. I mean, I played that. I saw you play that one, but
Yeah.
not much.
Yeah.
I think you got the big picture. I think.
I got the big picture.
Even though apparently there's even stuff that I don't know about in that game. Like,
That's what I'm
I've
saying.
seen
All kinds of
I've seen
stuff.
screenshots of like Jokers that have like crazy stuff going on. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens when you play games like that. Is they just
Keep going.
it's an infinite game.
I know,
Like,
and
there's
that's-
so much stuff in the game.
And that makes it so much like more interesting. I don't know. I think that I'm willing to sacrifice Pizza Tower for Balatro.
Okay. So 2 votes Balatro.
I can't really do anything.
Okay. So I Balatro gets best gameplay.
It's okay, honey.
Hey, we'll keep fighting for
Listen,
Bioshock.
but
Bioshock.
I
can be
will.
something.
I will die on this hill of Bioshock until it wins.
Listen, Bioshock is a fantastic game. Okay, I'm not hating on Bioshock at all. Bioshock, at least the first two for me, were great video games. And they're the only shooters that I ever finished.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean,
Yeah.
all right.
See, I win there.
We're looking at the categories, Luke. Next category.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Sorry.
guy.
Is Scotty over his name?
Shut up, Spamton.
Your most innovation. So the
Ooh,
most
okay.
unique and most kind of it did
like-
different things.
Break
It-
the mold.
Yeah, breaks the mold. Kind of elevated
It's not
its
gonna work
genre.
on it. It's just a shooter game. There's other games you played.
This year, not really.
I
I didn't play many new games this year. A lot of the
about
games that I
Job
played,
Simulator.
What about Dredge? You like
played
Dredge?
that.
Oh yeah, well you didn't finish that.
I
game, though,
haven't played much of it yet.
Yeah.
You say Job Simulator. I played the game
I know, that was-
last.
it was
I
a
played the
joke.
game like years ago.
You like
I played it
Grounded,
again.
right? That's
Grounded
good.
wasn't this year though.
Oh, it was.
No,
Well, we
for
did
me,
play
it
it this
wasn't.
year though.
Oh, but
Is it
you
games we had to
discovered it.
start this year? Or can we have like
You have
just
to,
games we
uh,
played this year?
Played this year.
Okay, so you can
Oh,
go
the
on.
way that you said it made
Well,
me
no,
think
I
that
meant started this year. Like you found it this
Oh
year.
no!
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You're being confusing.
No,
No,
yeah,
you made it confusing.
Yeah, I do
okay,
experience it this
most
year.
innovative.
Experience this year.
Innovative.
Ooh, what am I gonna
I guess
nominate?
I have to look at.
This is a
I
tricky-
have to go look at Steam. I guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to nominate Cyberpunk just because it I mean, it does so much stuff. And it's
Both my
different,
games
and
are. I mean,
it's a very different kind of
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
I guess Binding of Isaac, but it's not very innovative. I guess it's just another. It's a roguelike.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what does it do differently than other roguelikes? I think it is pretty different if I remember correctly.
I mean, yeah, but is it innovative?
No,
Because it's really only innovative.
it's just
in
a
the-
really good roguelike.
It's a really good roguelike.
I'm trying to
but
think of any games that are like completely different from.
I mean,
Definitely can't do Black Ops
Oh.
6. Black Ops 6 is probably the
Yeah.
least innovative game because it's just the same game every single year.
I mean, I would say Pizza Tower is pretty innovative.
That is true.
I mean, it's not innovating on
It
a
takes
genre,
a lot
though, I guess.
from like I guess we get into Pizza Tower because I played it this year, but didn't discover it this year. Anyway, it takes a lot from like other games like Wario and Sonic, but it innovates upon
does.
them.
It does
Okay,
do
okay,
that.
we'll do Pizza Tower. I don't know if
Yeah.
it has a winning chance, but I think Pizza Tower is pretty innovative.
Yeah.
What about any horror games you played this year?
If I played did I start Choo Choo Charles this year? Or was that last year?
Just say you did.
No, I don't want to lie. It'd be it's unfair.
I've
Yeah.
seen Choo Choo Charles. It's a pretty cool game.
I played the entire thing with him. It's really funny.
Yeah.
I kept getting hit by Demon Train.
Mm-hmm.
That happens in that game.
Yeah,
interesting.
I might just go with that because there's not
Choo
many.
Charles?
Yeah,
Choo
Choo
Charles?
Charles. There's not many
Okay.
games.
Choo Charles is a pretty. It's a very. Different
Yeah, it's
kind of horror
innovative, but
game.
I'm meaning in the fact that I don't think I started it this year.
It's
So I
okay.
didn't
As long as it
choose
was close.
Yeah, as long as it was
doesn't really
because again, like I started Phoenix Wright on Christmas last year.
On Christmas.
Christmas.
But it'd be unfair to not be able to put that in any of the
Yeah.
ranking because it's so important to me.
Yeah.
I think Choo Choo Charles was definitely innovative. It was like a pseudo horror game / open world game with like side
Yeah.
quests and stuff. It was really cool.
It was interesting.
Anyway,
Actually, let's see what I.
so mine was Pizza Tower, yours is Cyberpunk, and his was Choo Choo Charles.
Mhm.
Choo Choo Charles, that's really hard to get.
Yeah.
Choo Choo Charles.
Why
Yeah.
can I not? I hate this game.
Game.
Okay, so
Well, I mean,
Alright, well-
my
Or-
phone.
Oh.
Because I can't because it won't let me see when I first got the achievement
Oh.
for.
Oh, well.
Yeah. But, so what do we think's the most innovative out of these? Because
I mean, Choo Choo Charles is a train, a spider train that is like following you.
I think Choo Choo Charles is more different from what it strives to
Yeah.
be like than Pizza Tower.
Oh, so mind you, this guy made this game completely by himself.
That is pretty innovative.
Yeah.
I feel like that adjective can be used to describe a lot of. Oh no, I'm thinking of
Yeah.
intuitive.
yeah.
Intuitive.
What about Cyberpunk against Choo Choo Charles? What do we think?
I don't know much about Cyberpunk.
Obviously, Cyberpunk's like a very much bigger game, but would we say it's more innovative?
Yeah, because I feel like
Is
there's a.
it what does it do like gameplay wise that makes it different from other like first person?
There's a lot. So it's like essentially you are basically kind of a cyborg, and you have all of these abilities and implants that you can acquire and get that kind of like
BioShock.
kind of, but
See, already gone.
For example, there's this whole gameplay element that I just discovered it's called brain dance, where essentially
Sounds cool.
Yeah, you can go back into previous events through like other people's visions.
That's crazy.
And you can there's like different layers. It's basically like you're in a video editor, and there's different
Whoa, that's
layers,
pretty
and
cool.
you can go around the environment
That is
and
pretty
like
innovative.
hear like conversations that person didn't hear, or like
That's
there's
pretty neat.
all kinds of different stuff. So that's pretty cool.
That makes for a lot of interesting things you can do with like telling a story and
Right.
and narrative.
So like for example, the brain dance that I did, I had to like figure out where this dude was hiding these like files in his apartment, and like you not only are you figuring that out, but you're figuring out what this person was doing at this dude's apartment and all this kinds of crazy stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's very cool. But again, I'm not very far into Cyberpunk.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a very
Do you think that
knowledgeable-
brain dance is going to be a very like common thing throughout the whole
Probably
game?
it was a very long tutorial, so I imagine they will.
Okay.
I love when games
utilize
do
it.
that, and there's some games that do that where like they'll have like a long tutorial
Yeah.
for a thing, and then they just never use
Never
it.
use
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that.
I've seen
really
some
hope
games
that's
like
not
that.
the
It's
case.
so
funny.
funny.
Yeah. But I'm willing to sacrifice it for Choo Choo Charles if Choo Choo Charles is a more innovative horror game.
I'd say it's definitely a different. It doesn't rely on jump scares, which
It
is
does not.
which is already
Okay.
very innovative
I
to
like
me.
that.
It uses open world mechanics such as doing side quests and which is really cool.
You get to drive a train.
Yeah, oh yeah, that is true.
You get to drive a train,
customize your train,
and you can change the color of the train, upgrade the train to make it look cooler, have your gun do more damage. You can have a flamethrower, rocket launcher, a machine gun. Another type of machine
so
gun with
it's
a
very
shield
customizable. So it's different in that regard too.
Yeah.
So it definitely breaks the mold from horror games while still being very scary. So I definitely, I don't know. It's hard to say because innovation is a hard topic for this.
What was your game?
It was Pizza Tower, but again, like I said, it doesn't really change much from the source
Yeah.
material. Like Wario and stuff.
Well, I'm willing to sacrifice for Choo Choo Charles.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think that it's different enough from other horror games to be interesting.
Okay.
I also think that it could have done even more with it though. I think it could have been even more innovative. But for what it was good. There was a whole like side quest that was. What was it we were going and doing?
Pickles!
Not the pickles one.
Oh.
There was one where we were going to, like, we were in this ravine and there was like a page on a lamppost. Like, what did I picked it up? And
It was like they made. Oh yeah,
and a ghost was chasing me.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
They made like a Slenderman kind of
really
thing in the
funny.
game. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, most innovation award goes to Choo Choo Charles. Yeah. They're a big shot.
Finally, I win.
Yeah.
I finally win.
Yeah. Next category for games is one I think you'll like, Luke. Best soundtrack. What do we think's gonna have the best soundtrack? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there is anything this year for me.
Yeah, I don't know if I really actually.
All right, I can
it's
just talk
really
about.
Luke's
Yeah,
pick.
I
You
think
know,
Luke just
my
kinda
brother
wins.
and I were brothering. We were talking.
We were
Sorry,
brothering.
my brain
Technically,
broke.
Luke has won a couple of them because you got Balatro on there, and Balatro is one of his games.
We were talking about. I don't know. We were talking about. My brother and I were talking about how. I'm gonna bring this up again, but
They're brothering.
two
guys.
games, Pizza Tower and Ace Attorney, both. Which I'm just going between these two, I guess. Ace Attorney, in my opinion, has the perfect soundtrack.
Okay.
If you're talking about a video game soundtrack,
I will give that to him.
Ace
because-
Attorney soundtrack, it lines up exactly with the emotions you're feeling while playing the game. So like when trial's getting more intense, the more intense, exciting, happy song plays. But when it's getting kind of like intense, the like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It adapts, but it always fits. It never feels like that song is out of place or this should be playing at the wrong time. You know?
Right.
The character themes are also great. The character themes could basically just be the characters themselves, which is only person I've ever seen ever be able to do that successfully is Toby Fox and Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
So I feel like soundtrack wise, and like there are plenty of bangers in there too for you to listen to.
I mean, I agree. I mean, it's been quite a few months since I've even played the game, and I can still hear the soundtrack in my head.
Yeah, I know.
So,
It's really good.
Yeah.
And Pizza Tower, I mean, it's just basic soundtrack, level themes and boss themes and stuff.
Oh, except for the end.
But it is a bunch of bangers. Oh yeah, and Unexpectancy, obviously. But it is
have
banger
that-
after banger.
I have Unexpectancy on my playlist.
Oh, part 2.
You want, you don't want, but you
Yeah.
Even though part 3 is the best.
Yeah. If I were to nominate, which I'm
Cool, but
not
wrong.
really nominating, I would do Cyberpunk
break.
just because there's one song that is so phenomenal.
There you go.
Yeah.
There are a lot of games like that for me too. Like
and
Subnautica had one.
obviously
Oh,
it's like
Cyberpunk.
it's like a shooter game, and there's like a song that just makes you feel really cool. It's just like, and you just go
Like
in there.
Doom, like,
yeah,
yeah.
Just
yeah,
you
essentially.
wait.
I like
Yeah.
the Doom soundtrack.
There are no happy endings in Night City.
Yeah.
I love. I think Ace Attorney is an easy a shoe in.
Actually,
I agree. Yeah.
Speaking of Cyberpunk, I also have a song from Cyberpunk on my playlist.
You should
wow.
play the soundtrack while we're doing this.
Maybe.
Actually, I'll show you what song that I maybe shot.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't.
round off.
Most games I play, I don't play them for their music. So
I actually do. I found that about myself recently. Is that there are some games that I realized that I only got because I love the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Like,
don't-
isn't that weird?
It is interesting.
I just like soundtracks.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, I know that.
Well, we're going.
Yeah, I know. Shut up.
You've said it like hundreds of times.
I like soundtracks.
So, what?
I really want to stay at your house and sit.
Oh.
Well, that's the name,
It's the name of a song, you
That's the name of
guys.
the song.
I really want to stay at your house.
It's actually really good. It's
That's why I tell people that.
I heard it in the they use it a lot in the anime
in the
because
key
it's a
of G.
really a really sad song.
Yeah.
So it's you'll probably hear it at some point in the game.
Cool. Okay. Well, best soundtrack award goes to Ace Attorney.
Your dogs are out.
My dogs are out because it's my house.
Alright, so are we going? Is this different now?
Not yet. We have to determine one more award for games. Game of the year. We're going to compile everything we've discussed so far.
It's obviously Choo Choo Charles.
100%.
No, it's funny.
I'm nominating Balatro.
I'm
And
nominating Choo Choo Charles.
My argument for this is obviously you know the kinds of games that I like, and those are games with stories. So the fact that I'm nominating
true.
Balatro really says something.
That is true.
But I'm willing to hear what you guys have to say.
Well, I think, and for me, this is my game of the year is again Ace Attorney, just because it is so personal to me, and because it is again the only game that has stuck with me for an entire year. I think ever.
Yeah.
So, and there are a lot of things that are really good about it. I could get into it, but I just think, and we've all had something to do with it. You know,
does
we've
have a story.
We've all played it in one way or another. And it's a fun. We were literally the characters for Halloween. It's a fun.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I got to cross-examine the judge. I just thought I'd point that out. In the Mouse Edgeworth game, you got to cross-examine the judge. It was really fun. I was like, it's Austin, dude.
Poor judge.
Yeah.
Haha.
Yeah, and he was like, I was in the bathroom, and then I
Yeah.
heard a murder. It was so funny.
What
Anyway,
about you,
yeah.
Hunter? Anything you wanna?
I think I might put Binding of Isaac. I know I didn't put it down for innovative because it's not very innovative. But I think the reason why I personally would put it on here is because you guys know how I am with like getting really mad at video games and stuff like that, and instantly hating them if I.
Yeah.
When I played Isaac, I just played it. Like I was horribly mad at it sometimes, but like I still love the game.
That's a good point, actually.
I
That is a
still
good point.
really, really, really like the game.
Yeah.
And I can like
Okay,
die
I gotta think of a good
hundreds
point
of
from mine
times.
then, because you guys both had really good points. Ace Attorney is just reading, but I played it for hours on end.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You like reading though, so I don't know what that.
Well, not as much. I don't read
Yeah.
books as often as you'd think.
Well, with my argument being said, as much as I love Balatro, I am willing to sacrifice for either one of your games, whichever one comes out on top.
Well, if okay, that was a Hunter face. If we're doing Media Junkies Game of the Year,
that's true.
I feel like there's
I think Ace Attorney's had the most impact.
on us.
On us, and it's been probably the most talked about recent rec.
Yeah.
And there's an entire episode I'm working on that
Is an Ace Attorney case. Reveal.
is about the game.
So yeah, I mean,
what do you think, Hunter?
he doesn't look too happy,
Yeah.
but I don't know if.
What do you?
You had to use the cheat card.
Excuse me.
There you go. Fine, you win.
What?
You use the cheat card.
What
You said
cheat
it's
card?
a Media Junkies thing.
Oh yeah, that was my. Yeah. You know, that's when you should play the.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe not anymore. 'cause
If
I
you just said
that.
it like the
Objection.
beginning of the thing, it's like, oh, Media Junkies,
also-
you would have won instantly.
I'm getting an objection pillow for
Pillow.
Christmas. Yeah.
Nice.
Not for Christmas. I'm just gonna buy with my money. It's gonna be like a pillow. And I think it might have a talker. We can hit it. Objection.
That's cool. Okay, so I guess we can give it to
Yeah.
Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
That's one I agree with, honestly.
Good video game.
Yeah. So game of the year goes to Ace Attorney.
Even though it didn't come out this year.
Yeah.
That sounds really weird.
Yeah. And that's the whole franchise as a whole too.
Oh yeah,
so
all 10 games.
Yeah. So
Of which I have played 9.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you go.
So we're moving on. We're gonna go with movies now.
All right, well I'm dropping after this one. What movies? Oh, I know that. No, man, I've seen quite a few movies this year
I've seen a lot of movies this
I
year.
mean, I'll go with
in the theaters. I don't watch movies on my own really often.
Yeah.
It's like
Depends on
Hunter
what.
with books.
Depends on what our things are.
Yeah.
Or, like, categories.
So we'll start off with the first category. Movie with the best plot.
Oh, Deadpool 3.
Deadpool and Wolverine. Okay. Let's see.
Such
I
a-
actually have that down as one of my movies too.
Such an amazing plot.
I love Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm gonna nominate Interstellar though. That's one that I watched this year, and I've watched it.
Son of a gun.
And I've watched it 3 times so far since I've seen it.
Bro just like picked the all-time like
Yeah.
best movie for plot
Yeah.
ever. Goes, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Okay, you win.
Yeah.
Unless he pulls out like some random movie.
To put it into perspective,
Hotel Transylvania 2.
I've watched.
You did not just say that.
I
I was gonna say.
To put this into perspective, I've watched Interstellar 3 times,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's close to a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
So it's very long, and I haven't gotten sick of it. It's just so good.
That's very good.
It's
Like-
one of those movies where I don't cry that often in movies, but
Oh.
that movie.
This is like
that's
one of
a-
those one of those memes where it's like when me and bro are going Ben for like the like, and he pulls out $1 billion and like
What?
it's like I don't know, it's like unfair. It's like that's like
Yeah.
unfair.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry. You're.
I mean, he
this isn't really a
wins.
competition either.
Yeah, yeah.
I know. I'm just saying, like in terms of if it was an actual conversation, that would be like the most unfair poll,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
because it
Interstellar,
wins, it just wins.
Yeah, that'd be so funny.
What about you? What are you throwing
I
up
don't know,
against
I didn't-
Interstellar?
The
There's
only
nothing
movie that
you
really left an
can.
impact on me that I watched this year was Inside Out 2. But I don't know if I'd say it has the best plot. But I feel like it has the best.
Interstellar is also probably my favorite movie of all time.
I feel like the
I thought
only
you said
movie-
it was Shawshank. Redemption.
Shawshank's, it's probably tied, honestly.
I think
like
the only
both of them.
movie you could put up against Interstellar is maybe Shawshank or,
Yeah.
the other war movie that like everyone loves.
War Saving Private Ryan.
I think so. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a movie that everyone is like
I watched that movie
madly in love
much
with.
younger than I should have because I did not understand what they were talking about.
Yeah.
What's your nomination?
I don't have one.
No
I
nomination?
really can't.
Yeah,
think.
there-
I didn't really watch many movies this year, but I'm willing to hear what you guys have to say, and I'll be the deciding factor.
Well-
So the first time I watched Interstellar,
Yeah.
it was just like it wasn't even a movie.
Listen, I probably will go with Austin here because Austin is not a very emotional guy, but him saying that is like, whoa,
True. Yeah.
that's true.
Well, I went with Austin the second he said Interstellar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll do Interstellar. We'll do Interstellar.
Yeah. So Interstellar wins best
God.
plot.
It's gonna be a long episode too.
Yeah, probably.
We gotta get to Harry Potter though,
we-
guys.
we-
Harry Potter, you meant to say.
We still have a lot to get through here, so we can start picking up the pace.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best score.
Okay.
Movie
Best
with the
score.
best score.
Music.
Bing, bing.
Well, Deadpool 3 was just a lot of music that was already made.
True. But honestly, I mean, a lot of Interstellar has Hans Zimmer though.
Okay. I swear, Austin, if you put down things that basically just describe Interstellar, I'm going to beat
I
you.
didn't. It's just. I mean, you gotta admit
How
the
about that
Interstellar
song?
score is.
I
Phenomenal.
know. That's why I'm like. This is why it's like it's
Did
so
you hear
unfair.
the song I was just singing?
I know,
Yeah.
but like, God, I hate you, Austin.
Okay, so we're giving it to Interstellar.
sure, again.
Yeah.
Let's give
we
it.
have to speed run this anyways. Best score.
Hey guys, what's the best score? I have Interstellar on my list.
Okay, here's one. I don't think we'll go to Interstellar. Okay, best characters.
Okay, maybe yeah.
Yeah. Interstellar has
Ooh.
good characters, but
It doesn't. I'll give it that. It does have good characters, but it does not have the best characters.
I mean, if we talk about Deadpool and Wolverine, those are two of the most iconic
yeah,
characters of all time.
yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine is.
That is true. Even I know all about them. I know
And
that they're.
yeah.
the whole point of the movie, the whole thing that people like about the movie is
The
how they
characters.
interact with
And
each
their
Yeah,
other.
that's the whole reason why everyone likes the Deadpool
Alright,
movies.
we'll
Is
give it to that
because
one then.
Okay.
finally someone that
Well,
didn't go to Interstellar. Let's
Wait, actually,
go.
Interstellar has some good characters too, so we'll put Interstellar.
No, this one
Um,
has better characters.
So best characters goes to.
I can
Deadpool,
even put down Deadpool 1 since I watched that this
Snaggle
year.
Bop.
I didn't watch Deadpool 2 this year.
Yeah.
I watched it before.
Next up for the movie with the most unique concept.
Mm.
Hey, I'm not giving it to Interstellar. Okay,
Hunter
I'm
just
not.
caught up and walked
I'm not.
away.
Although Interstellar has a
Yes,
unique
I know.
concept.
Hey, who choose these categories?
I did.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I came up with this. Although Interstellar has a very unique
Yes,
concept and I really
yes.
like it, that's not what I'm nominating. I'm nominating Skinamarink because
Oh,
it
okay,
has
okay.
a very unique concept.
Sorry,
Okay,
Hunter.
yeah.
I'm going to have to go with that one.
Yeah, I was gonna go with that one too.
Yeah.
See, whatever he just picks, he just goes.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I think out of all.
Well, since Luke doesn't have much nominations, he's kind of like a deciding factor.
I also think
Yeah.
that out of the three of us, Austin is definitely the biggest movies guy.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
And I'm probably
Also, I just
and
couldn't-
I'm probably the biggest games guy, and you're probably the biggest TV shows guy.
Well, anime. I
Yeah,
guess.
but like also like Parks and
Yeah.
Rec, Dexter. You
Oh,
know.
yeah, true.
That is true.
I also
never
just
really realized.
I
that
just
until-
kind of the thing I was right about shows. I just binge, and then I
Yeah.
finish them in like a day or two,
I don't really do
or a
that.
couple
Yeah.
days.
So we can give most
Yeah.
unique concept to Skinamarink.
Scream franchise was not gonna win that at
No,
all.
I mean,
Yeah.
it is
That
kind
is
of-
the entire point of the movies are just
Yeah.
Things come from the
If we just talk about the first one, it is kind of unique. Though,
Yeah.
Compared to like other slashers. Next category is best visuals. Now Interstellar is a space movie.
Yeah, that is space is
Um,
cool.
And it's some of the best visuals I think I've ever seen. So I'm gonna nominate Interstellar.
But
What about you,
Deadpool is
Hunter?
cool looking.
Deadpool is cool looking.
What about Skinamarink?
Skinamarink does have cool visuals, but most of the movie is just like a dark screen. So
But that's interesting and different, and
It is.
It's innovative.
it is. But if you've seen Interstellar, ooh.
Yeah.
What about you, Hunter? What do you nominate?
Space, the final frontier.
Yeah.
Interstellar.
Alright. So Interstellar, yeah.
Disappointed you're nominating a good
it's
movie.
Best visuals.
Yeah.
Movie of the year?
Yeah.
Because
So
Deadpool 3, honestly, I think Deadpool 3 can get it.
movie of the year. You're nominating Deadpool.
I think Deadpool 3 can get it.
Okay. Now Interstellar is my favorite movie that I've watched this year, but Deadpool and Wolverine has an upper hand because it came out this year.
That is true.
So, and Deadpool, I've also only watched it once so far, and it's a movie that I desperately want to watch again. So I'm willing to give it to Deadpool and Wolverine. Luke, do you have any problems?
Finally!
No. Well, Inside Out 2 in my... Just for the record, Inside Out 2 in my movie of the year because I like that kind of stuff more.
Yeah.
But Deadpool and Wolverine definitely had a big cultural impact. I know a lot of people who just loved it. So
Yeah, it has a very good story.
Yeah.
Is
So we're giving it to Interstellar.
Let's go.
Deadpool and Wolverine it is for movie of the year. Surprise, actually.
Let's go.
That's the one.
I honestly thought it was going to be Interstellar for a second.
Interstellar.
Well, it's interesting because I was talking with my girlfriend about movies of the year, and we were actually talking about only movies that came out this year, and I did pick Deadpool and Wolverine as my movie of the year just because it's got everything that I like.
Yeah. I think a lot of people probably would choose that. I think it was again very cultural impact.
Yeah,
I think most
Is this
people.
the last category,
yeah, it is.
and I actually have a few for this one.
Yeah, shows.
Yay!
We're gonna
Shows.
talk about shows now. We can start off obviously with best plot.
Tokyo Ghoul. Actually, wait. Oh no, Tokyo Ghoul took a dive.
Dragon
towards
Ball.
2 and 3.
Okay, Luke's
I'm
got
gonna go with
Dragon Ball.
I'm gonna go with Charlotte, an anime called Charlotte.
Really, for best plot, Dragon Ball.
Well, I didn't watch many shows this year, but
Okay.
I think Dragon Ball had
Plot,
it cool.
Dragon
it was
Ball-
funny. It
Yeah.
was cute.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with an anime called Charlotte.
Unless I can think of anything else.
I'm
I think I also
I'm gonna give it to Arcane. That's gonna
Wait,
be mine.
you're just deciding.
Yeah.
Uh,
No. That's my nomination.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. No, your guys' opinion doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
that is true,
Okay,
actually.
so I'm gonna give you guys a reason why I really like Charlotte.
Yeah, I never heard of
Even
it.
though, again, I'm really, as you
I've
guys know,
never
that
heard of
I'm
it either.
Is it about a spider with a web?
no. Again, I'm really, as you guys know, I'm really
Absolutely
bad.
not.
I'm
Charlotte's
really
Web.
bad at describing things, and I also haven't watched this anime in like a little while. I watched it this year, but it was a while ago. It
Okay.
was towards the beginning of the year, so
Alright.
take it everything what I say with a grain of salt.
Okay.
Basically, this kid he has this power where he can control a body or a person's mind for, I think it's like 3 minutes or whatever.
Okay.
And so he goes through living life with this power and stuff like that. Doesn't know there's other people with this power with other powers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then he ends up going to this school and he finds out that there's other people that have powers. And he goes to a school with a whole bunch of people who have powers.
Okay.
And he learns that the reason why he has this power is because there's people from a young age to older, or they lose them once they get older.
Mm-hmm.
But what the reason why it's called the powers are caused is because there was like a meteor or something like that was named Charlotte
Okay.
that caused these powers to
That's interesting.
go to the young people.
Yeah.
And so towards the end of like, there's people who are trying to take the powers from people, like, or trying to like something with the kids,
Mm-hmm.
trying to take their powers and try to like learn how to use them for like older people too.
Right.
And so, but he later realizes that he can take other people's powers whenever he controls their mind. And so he makes a promise to this girl that he would, or this girl makes a promise to him that if he comes back with all the powers of all the people and saves all the people, that she will like date him or whatever.
Cute.
And then he goes around the world, right? He goes around the world taking all their powers, and he comes back.
And
then
girls
so-
like that who just expect so much from you.
Yeah.
Only then.
Well, they
will I date
both
you.
liked each other. They both liked each other.
Once you get all the power in the universe.
No, not powers.
Oh, got it, okay.
Like because he's saving the world basically.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well,
But
yeah, I'll date
very
you. if
no,
you
the
save
thing, the thing
world.
is they both liked each other, but he kind of had to do this. So he was kind of like, it was more of motivation, I think.
Okay.
And so basically he does all this stuff. He comes back, but since he had his mind was overloaded with all the powers, she wakes him up and asks him about something and asks, I can't remember exactly what she said. And then he wakes up it doesn't realize who she is.
Oh no!
And that's
big
kind of how it
sad.
ends, which makes me really sad.
Yeah.
That is big sad.
Yeah.
It's interesting. That is a pretty good plot. I think
Yeah.
there's a lot going on there.
But
Yeah,
also
that is
remember,
interesting.
take everything I said with a grain of salt because I haven't watched this since like the beginning of the
Yeah,
year,
yeah, yeah.
and I'm just remembering bits and pieces of it.
Okay.
Right. I really like Arcane's plot, but again, I'm not that far into the show, so I can't really say for certain.
Yeah, and again, like Dragon Ball is the only. I didn't watch many TV shows this year, but Dragon Ball is definitely one that left an impact on me.
Mm-hmm.
I got little Dragon Ball things for Christmas, by the way. I got like
Really?
Ooh.
You gotta finish it.
I will.
You're in the best side.
I know I am, but
I know.
I gotta play Phoenix Wright, and I got to Argus Miles Edgeworth, and I got to finish what's it called? The
I don't
other
know what that
game
means.
I
was
literally
playing.
pretty much only watch Dragon Ball when I'm eating, and that's enough for me to get through it.
That's funny.
Yeah. So
I probably should watch it. I mean, I remember King Piccolo appearing, but
Mm.
I went back and like watched the episode I was on, but I was like, I don't remember what's happening.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
It's also one of those like 13 episode animes.
Oh, okay.
is.
Oh, okay.
Those are usually pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I'll give it to that one. 'cause it
I'm
sounded
willing
interesting.
to give it to that.
Yes.
Charlotte wins best plot
Charlotte's
award.
Web.
Congratulations.
What was the pig's name in that?
Charlotte's Web.
Wilbur.
Wilbur? Yeah.
Wilbur.
Next category in the show, best score.
Best
What do-
score.
What are we giving
Oh,
this?
I'm trying to think.
Find the Dragon Ball. I'm kidding. Look
What
out for the
What
monster.
animes have I watched that really... Edge Runners.
Okay.
I can go with
I'm
some
gonna
of my
nominate
favorites.
Arcane just because
I think the score is
Technically, I
pretty-
watched the Phoenix Wright anime this year.
Okay,
Yeah,
shut up.
true. Yeah.
But I don't know if it.
Let me look through my other animes.
It was
that
like
I've-
weird remixes of the songs from the game that I didn't like as much. So.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. I like Arcane soundtrack. It's pretty good. It's not anything like crazy.
Actually,
Yeah.
let me look through my other animes, and I might change because I might change my mind.
That was in the Zelda.
Yeah. Okay.
I could go with no, not Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z doesn't have that good of
Nah.
scores.
Yeah.
I think I'm
yeah,
just
I
gonna
feel
stick with.
like-
Oh wait, no, I can't go with Edge Runners because I didn't watch it this year.
Anime is the perfect thing to have like unique character themes and epic
What?
like fight songs, but I feel like there isn't really. You know what I
No,
mean?
yeah.
Like you know, I'm thinking about like video
Actually,
games.
I'm gonna go
like,
with
boss
ReZero.
themes. You know,
I might go with ReZero. It has some pretty good.
I have heard some songs from ReZero, and I haven't even watched it. So
Yeah, they have some pretty good songs in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
So
ADHD.
I guess we can give it to that then.
Okay.
ReZero.
Yeah, ReZero wins.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
honestly,
best score.
I might win this because of animes alone.
Maybe.
I bought a mustache. I gotta shave it.
This is a different kind of
Even though I put it
category
with you
here.
guys.
The show with the best message.
Best message.
Yeah. So
Find the Dragon
the
Balls.
best- yeah.
Look
Find
out
the
for
Dragon
them all.
Balls.
I gotta watch other shows this year.
Yeah.
Actually,
to
this
watch
one is the
them.
only one that I might not win because I can't do Dragon Ball since I didn't experience it this year,
hmm
and there's not really. that.
I'm giving it to a show that I'm sure you guys probably haven't heard of. It's called Baby Reindeer. It was a Netflix limited
Oh,
edition
yeah.
show. And it was based on a true story. It was about a guy that
Baby
gets like
Reindeer.
stalked or whatever.
Yeah, I
but
did not-
the point of the story is how this guy kind of like finds himself through these experiences
cool.
and kind of
Yeah, he's
comes to
being
terms
stalked.
with who he is
That's
as a
kind of
person.
cute, but also
so
kind of scary.
yeah, it's a very depressing but kind of
Fulfilling.
it's a good ending. But yeah, so
But
best
that
message-
sounds like it's very morally.
I'm gonna
upright.
say, guys,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, best show with the best like message, Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Don't do
yes.
drugs, guys.
Totally. Yes.
Unless you want to make a ton of money.
Yeah.
No. I mean, the main character kind of dies, you know.
Yeah, he does
So-
die. Yeah.
So I feel like
can't
I
do
feel like,
that.
I feel like telling
You
people to do
spoiled
drugs.
it. Okay.
You
I think everyone knows that, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main
I
character.
don't think
Jesse.
anyone expected him to live. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting that. Did you say
What, did
Jesse
he have
was the main
cancer?
character?
Oh yeah. You got
Yeah,
cancer.
yeah,
don't
cancer.
s-
I gotta watch
don't
it. I
get
gotta
into
watch it.
Watch the show.
I will next year before our 3rd-year anniversary. I will watch.
The
Breaking-
media next year he'll be nominating Breaking Bad for the media awards. That'll be his Interstellar.
We're doing media awards again.
Yep. This is the first annual media awards.
Oh, what
Yeah.
are you talking about? The Dexter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Daxter, I think he's how you say it.
Gaxter.
Yeah.
Gaster.
So
It's so good.
what are we doing here? Are we giving it to
Yes.
To what?
Yes.
To what?
Baby Reindeer?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one's just kind of easy. I don't
Yeah.
really. I mean, I don't really watch shows for their messages.
I actually did hear of that show.
You did.
It sounds really familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
it's
messed up.
It's not
He-
animated, is it?
No,
Okay.
it's real life. It's like a real life
Yeah,
scenario.
It's based
Is
on
it
what
based on a
actually,
true story?
on what actually happened to him.
Yeah,
Maybe I won't watch it.
there was a
then.
lot of also.
It's kind of funny. It starts off funny, but it gets like darker.
Baby
Well, yeah,
Reindeer.
because he's a comedian. He's a stand-up comedian,
Right.
and then he like
Yeah.
Oh. I like
he's
stand-up
being
comedy.
stalked by this lady.
Nate Bargatze.
And the thing is, I don't know. It's weird because the lady it was actually based off or whatever. Never called her by name, by the way.
Mm.
And she apparently like said she was like on a whole interview
Yeah.
talking about the whole thing. I'm like,
Ew.
he never name dropped you, so this is all
Yeah.
you coming out is all your fault.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
stalker lady did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next category, best pacing.
Best
That's important in a
Yeah.
show.
One Piece.
I don't know about that.
Yes.
I also wouldn't say Dragon Ball has the best pacing.
No.
But
it's
remember, you
constantly
didn't-
like a next time.
Did
next
you
time.
experience it
That is
this year
true.
though?
And there are a few like episodes you can tell that it has no bearance on the plot.
Right.
Yeah,
Just filler.
guys. It's definitely
Filler.
One,
That's what. It,
Yeah.
guys. It's
I
definitely.
love
One
saying all
Piece.
killer, no filler. That's my favorite
Um,
saying when talking about like soundtracks and stuff.
I'm gonna nominate Fallout.
Ooh.
Fall Out Boy.
Which that actually came out this year, so that's an
Wait,
extra point for
What,
Fallout.
what'd you say it was? Pacing?
Pacing. Yeah, because Fallout, the first season wasn't very long, so it didn't give itself enough time to have, filler and all that.
Hunter conveniently has a lot of little boxes of like shows and movies that I can just pull whenever I can't think of one.
Mine.
Yeah.
They're all
Uh,
moms, really.
So what do we think, Hunter? You got anything to argue?
I
against
wish
this?
I wish I watched a race this year. God, that
Yeah,
such
that probably
a good
would have
anime.
probably would have gotten it.
definitely would have won.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. Is that even really good? Do you think Kill la Kill has good pacing?
I haven't watched that in a long
Think of any
time.
like 13 episode animes you watched that are like had
That's
a
what
really
I'm
good.
thinking about. But the only one that I really know is like, did I even watch?
Because those ones have to have good pacing. if
Well,
they-
yeah, I know. Well, they don't have to. Let me look at my history on Crunchyroll.
Ugh,
A lot of it is just
my eye
Dragon Ball.
burning.
Yeah.
Ooh,
What?
I know it hurts.
Not Don to Don. Don to Don is
Dun, 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 dun. Did you finish Dun Dun Dun?
I've like the most.
I
Recent
gotta watch it.
right now.
Apparently, it's really good.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
The
dun.
mo-
It's got a really good theme song.
A lot of animes that I watch do not have that good of pacing, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, because
like-
you like to binge shows.
Yeah, I like to binge shows, which
What about
pacing
Dexter?
would be.
What about Parks and Recreation?
I don't know about pacing.
I would not
Yeah.
say pacing for that.
That yeah, never
Ooh,
mind.
ooh. This romance anime that I watched, Horimiya or whatever. I don't know how you say it.
Okay, I haven't seen that before.
It's really good.
Yeah,
All right. Well, what was Austin's?
it was Fallout.
It was. And no, I
All
think
New
it's.
Vegas.
I say the reason why I say it's really good. Its pacing is pretty good. Is they like, they introduce the characters and like their whole, like love interests with each other
Mm-hmm.
pretty early on.
Okay.
How long is it?
Huh?
How long
It's.
is
I
it?
think it's it's 2 seasons.
Okay.
It's not bad. Most of it is just like them like going through the rest of their
Life.
high school year
Ah.
Mm, yeah.
Okay.
to graduation.
And I will say Fallout is a little bit of a slow build, so
Yeah.
I'm willing to give it to that. What is that called?
Horimiya, or
Horimiya.
I don't know how exactly to say it.
Okay.
Actually, I'll look it up.
How many more do we have?
3 more categories.
Okay, we can do it.
The category show with the best ending. Best ending. I'm gonna again nominate Baby Reindeer.
Okay.
The only reason I'm not doing Fallout is because it's gonna
That's not how you say it.
is because it's a multiple season show and
Okay.
the other season hasn't come out yet. So
Oh
Got
wait,
it.
Yeah.
what is?
Fallout. So, but I'm not nominating
So
Baby
it
Reindeer.
doesn't have
Wait, this
any-
is the best ending you said?
Yes, yeah. Baby Reindeer is another show where I almost cried watching it at the end. It
Let
was
me-
very emotional.
Oh, so yeah, I definitely was not gonna put. I definitely did not want to put Don because every single episode is a cliffhanger.
Really.
Like literally every single episode they have
even
had
the
so far.
ending, even the ending.
It's not over yet.
Uh,
There's gonna be another season, and they haven't even finished the first season technically.
I thought you said you didn't like that show.
Huh?
You told me at a hockey game you didn't like it as much.
I said I don't like the plot. The plot is very weird,
yeah.
but other than that, I think it's really.
Any other really good endings?
I don't know.
Again, I wish I watched. Oh yeah, we could just redo. I think No, I never mind. I was gonna put Charlotte down, but the ending was. I mean, the ending is good.
Mhm.
It's just, it's also not a romance anime, so I mean, I think it's the ending is pretty good for an actual
Okay.
anime.
Mhm.
I mean, he saves the world from, like, destruction.
Man, I keep thinking of ones. I'm like, oh, but that's a movie.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
Yeah.
weird. Like, oh, I discovered that last year.
Yeah.
I wish I watched Dragon Ball because Dragon Ball's ending is so. Good.
This
This
year-
should be motivation this coming year.
Well,
Get into more media.
I'll also say that this year was so busy for me, and this year is going to be even more busy because I have to
True.
play for the first 2
True.
months, and that's going to take
If
up
you just
90% of my time.
watched the rest of Dragon Ball, you could.
I will. I promise you, I will
could
finish
win
it.
because
The ending is good.
Dragon Ball's ending is so like good.
Why don't you put that up there then?
Because I haven't experienced it this year. I didn't. Well, I have, but I didn't.
Well, I
experience
did,
it.
so I will.
For the
Oh.
I can change my
Oh
nomination.
yeah, you can.
I can change my nomination.
I lied. The ending
what a
is
twist.
Not that good. It's
Hold
I'll nominate Dragon Ball.
Wait, which ending are we talking about? Though, are we talking about the wedding ending, or are we talking about the actual?
No, we're
like-
talking about like the actual ending where the manga left off. You know?
Okay.
Of the original regular Cheerios Dragon Ball?
Yeah. So we can give it
Ooh,
Dragon
wait.
Ball. That's good.
Yeah, I can't really change.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna change it to Tokyo Ghoul because the ending of that.
Okay.
the
Sounds
ending's
spooky.
alright.
Final category for show. Show of the year.
Show of the year.
What are we
Show
thinking?
Of the year.
Show of the year.
Ooh.
Show of the year.
I'm going
Even
to
though I did-
nominate.
I think I'm gonna nominate Tokyo Ghoul, even though
Tokyo.
it's really good. It's actually like really really good. The only thing that I would say that's bad about it is that they drift off from the manga,
Mhm.
which a lot of animes do. So
Okay.
that's the only reason I didn't want to put it down for best like plot or anything like that, was because it's not the actual manga plot. So I wanted to like. Pay attention.
Yeah.
But I think for my best anime that I've watched this year, it's that.
Well, if we're going again, media junkie best.
We're not going media junkie
Are
best.
we not?
No, not for show
Yeah.
at least
Not for
because
sure. Yeah, that is true.
We haven't had a whole.
The only one I
lot
can think of
of
is
those.
Dragon Ball, but
Yeah.
again, you didn't
Um,
experience it this year.
yeah, I didn't experience this year, so it's not really.
Yeah.
if I were to nominate, I would say Fallout, but I'm willing to sacrifice for Tokyo Ghoul if it is really that good.
It is really good.
Okay.
Maybe you should watch it.
Maybe I should. I've read some of the manga, but I
Oh, yeah.
haven't gotten that far into
Do
it.
you often buy manga, or do you just go like get it live?
Usually, when I'd read manga, it would be from the school library.
Oh,
Yeah.
the first manga I read was Zelda manga.
I just realized that next year, Fire Force returns.
And you're not gonna be in school anymore.
What?
High school.
It's an anime.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so confused.
I'm just saying you're gonna graduate next year.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Okay.
exciting?
Yeah, I am
you
excited,
excited?
for that. I am.
I'm not. I am
I am
so
excited.
upset.
I don't.
I love high school.
Most of the people that I
really
talk
do.
to in high school, I will talk to outside
Yeah,
of high
not
school.
me.
So
Yeah.
I don't really care to
I
be
love
there
my
anymore.
theater friends. They're my favorite people in the whole wide world. But I don't. have many
He's
of their
never gonna
phone
talk to
numbers.
any.
Yeah.
He's never gonna talk to any of you
No, I
guys
love you
ever
guys.
again.
I love you guys.
He
Don't-
absolutely
Listen,
hates. I'm
no,
kidding.
I love you guys.
I'm
Okay,
kidding.
everybody, lock back in. One more category.
What?
Okay, we can do this. One more category.
Best of the year.
Media of the year.
Oh, no.
We
Media
have
of
to
the year.
decide out of all of these what we think
Out of all 3 or out of all million?
out of everything we've talked about thus far.
Yeah, out of every single media ever to exist in the world, which one's
It
the
can be a
best?
game. It can be a show. It can be a movie.
I
whatever.
think Tokyo Ghoul.
Okay, I think Interstellar.
I think Ace
That's
Attorney.
my favorite. That's my media of the year. What
Mine
about
is
you?
Ace
Luke?
Attorney,
Ace Attorney. Okay.
but I'm willing to sacrifice for Interstellar.
Okay.
I'm willing not to sacrifice for Interstellar because I want to say Tokyo Ghoul.
Okay, listen. Interstellar is not only a good story.
I know how good it
everything,
is. Okay,
but
listen,
it's
I
also
know.
scientifically
Accurate?
accurate, and it's a
Tokyo Ghoul
sci-fi
scientifically
movie.
accurate?
And it's a sci-fi movie.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes.
Is it about spooky ghouls?
Yeah, it's very bad. It's about spooky ghouls where a
That's
kid,
not scientifically accurate.
but it is. It's very scientifically accurate in anime. Scientifically accurate.
Mhm.
Basically, the school tried to kill him, and then the building falls on top of them, and they replace his insides with the ghoul's insides, and he becomes
This is
a one-eyed-
arguing for scientifically accurate.
anime scientifically accurate. Inverse scientifically accurate. Well, you
It sounds
can't.
like the ending of Sister Location.
You can't
Yeah.
just. You can't like just. Exactly. See, it's scientifically accurate. Because obviously, as we all know, FNAF is scientifically
It is true.
accurate.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so what are we doing here?
Obviously, Tokyo Ghoul.
I'd say Interstellar.
I'm kidding, Interstellar, guys.
Even though
Okay.
Ace Attorney is definitely the most impactful.
All right.
I think we all got our like own like.
We
little-
did. I
We
think
got
we
our
did.
own.
Yeah. I think
And
we
it
all
really
got
did
our...
highlight. I kind of always thought about that, but I really do think now that I'm definitely more of a games guy.
I never
you're more
realized
a
I was
movies
really a
guy, and you're
show
more a
guy.
TV show guy.
Yeah.
I never realized I was a show
I
guy.
didn't say Quiet Place.
You didn't say Quiet
I
Place.
did not say Quiet Place
Should've
either.
said Quiet
That was a good
Place.
one. That was a good one that came out this
Should
year.
have said Quiet. Oh well.
Yeah. I didn't have best horror.
I mean, but
I
he-
wouldn't say that was best horror.
But he also had Interstellar.
Yeah, that is true. You kind of swept that category.
It's not my fault. I watched it this year. Okay.
What'd you say?
It's not my
I
fault.
know,
watched
I
it this
know.
year.
Oh, I thought you were
I
gonna
know.
say I didn't
It's
watch
just-
it. I thought you said I
Yeah.
didn't watch it this
Yeah.
year. I was like, what?
Yeah.
It's just
I
like
have to redo the whole.
it's just Interstellar
Yeah.
is just such a good movie. I haven't watched it, but I just know how good of a movie it is
See,
because
he hasn't
every
even watched it, and
Yeah.
he
like
agrees.
I
Yeah,
I
I know.
know how good of a
I'll
movie it
watch
is,
it.
and which is why whenever he made this, by the way, guys. So he had like all the power to just go, hey, I'm just gonna screw these guys over
Best
and
space
Yeah.
movie.
There are
best space movie. Whoa.
There are so many plot twists that are stellar.
Yeah.
Oh, really? In
It
a
is-
3-hour movie, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there are a crazy amount.
I'd
of plot
hope
twists.
there's a lot of plot twists in a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
Well, to me, like I feel like plot twists have to have a longer time to build up than 3 hours. So, but again, the structure of movies,
Yeah, he literally-
I'm not well versed on because I don't watch many movies.
He
so,
went
like,
back to
the way
Earth.
that movies are paced is not very like it's kind of foreign to me.
He went back to Earth and his daughter was older than him.
That was at a space station, but yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
That's craziness, I think.
Yeah, it is pretty
Because
business.
like
You're
on
not
a
scientifically
planet.
well,
Yes, it's not-
not,
it-
not really, no.
accurate.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But everything else is scientific.
Oh, so you wanted to complain about the ghoul thing?
Okay,
makes
that was a
scientifically
bit less
accurate.
scientifically
So now, wow, okay.
Well, technically, the method
Wow.
he came back was scientifically accurate.
Yeah, I
He used a
know.
wormhole or whatever.
He used space lasers.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, wormholes are just like
That is true. Wormholes are real and kind
Yeah.
of creepy.
we will like one day we will be able to control them and
I hope so.
use them.
That'd be pretty cool.
Because
Doctor
I
Strange,
remember
like-
I always remember hearing Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about them,
Yeah.
and he was talking. He's like,
I find
okay,
it funny that his name is Neil deGrasse Tyson, but he likes space and not grass.
It is
okay.
interesting.
Anyways,
He wants to find grass on.
but it's this probably should be our last thing we talk about, so we can get to Harry Potter.
Yeah, we're almost
Yeah.
done.
But I like the fact that he was talking about how people were teleporting or whatever, it was like wormholes, and people are like, he's like, oh yeah, I can't wait for wormholes to exist so we can go to the planes quicker or whatever. And it's like
The plane.
I can't wait for wormholes to exist so I can just go to wherever I want.
Yeah.
What is
because-
the planes.
Are you dumb? The flying things? You
Oh, I thought-
the things that fly in the air?
I thought he was saying like the planes. That was like an area in a video game or
No,
something.
like
Being
planes,
transported
like
to the
planes as in
planes.
like an airport or something like that.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. Well, media of the year award. Yep. We're a
Well
big
said,
shot.
Hunter.
It's Interstellar.
And media
That's
of
what
the
he
year is
said.
Interstellar.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see you guys next year for
Aw,
a
me
bigger
too.
bigger and better media media awards.
Yeah, now that we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
We'll have cool music next time. Maybe we'll bring in a special
Bum,
guest.
ba-dum,
Maybe.
bum.
Yeah.
Not
He
spam.
was our
Tim.
guest this
Not
time.
spam. Tim.
Yeah.
Actually, didn't bring him here for this, but I think he's
Yeah.
happy he got to be on.
But I guess the media was the friends we made along the way.
That's true. They're true media of the year.
Yep.
Can you round it off? Wait, what was your media of the year? Wait, real quick before we round it off.
Rotten off.
Rotten Ralph.
Okay, okay, that was his media of the year.
The three media junkies.
Best podcast. That should have been a category.
Yeah, we should have.
Happy New Year, everybody.
All right.
Happy New Year.
Thank you for listening to these guys' podcast.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
These
Yeah.
weirdos.
You want to count us down, Ron?
Podcast.
To the new year?
3, 2, 1.
Happy,
Happy
New
New
Year's,
Year,
Media
Media
junkies.